Streaks, Derek Jones, and Noah Savage with you this evening from Jadwin Gymnasium. The starting lineups first for the Monmouth Hawks. The guards this evening, Dion Hammond, along with Micah Seaborn and Austin Tillman. The forward is Mustafa Traore, and the center in the middle is Diego Quinn. The head coach of the Monmouth Hawks, King Rice, in his 7th season, certainly has led this program to some national prominence due to scheduling and some big wins over the years, and some talented basketball players that have passed through the program. For the Princeton Tigers, their starting lineup will be one we saw against George Washington last week. The guards, Devin Kennedy, Amir Bell, and Miles Stevens. The forwards, the freshmen, Jerome DeRosier and Sebastian Much. The head coach of the Princeton Tigers, looking to end this 3-game slide. Also in his 7th season, it is Mitch Henderson. And Noah, Coach Henderson trying to find the right mix of guys here to turn this thing around for the Tigers.
Yeah, we know he's very high on his freshman, Jerome DeRosier, as well as Much, as well as Ryan Schwieger, who comes in and gives them great minutes. And they've got to mix in those freshmen with the veteran leaders, Amir Bell, Devin Kennedy, and Miles Stevens, who's coming on. And how about that dunk by Miles Stevens against GW? Absolute facial. It was a Sports Center top 3. But he's been doing that a long time. They need the young guys to come along and give them some help with the senior leadership.
No question about that. And that dunk that you're referring to, I mean, my goodness, that was a poster job personified by that man right there.
And we've heard Coach Henderson say to Miles Stevens, don't be afraid to be the best player. Like you shouldn't have to beg him to dominate. He's that good that he could dominate the game on both ends of the floor. A defensive player of the year in the Ivy League, as well as a first-teamer. He was really the best player in the entire league the last 10 games of the season and into the Ivy League tournament.
And these two teams, not necessarily strangers to each other. Last season, a 96-90 win by Monmouth. Tough place to play for non-conference opposition, and the Tigers found that out last year.
Yeah, the 6-point loss. After that, Princeton went on to win 19 in a row. And Coach Henderson points to that meeting as kind of a turning point in the season last year when he decided to slow it down a little bit. You know, playing in the 90s a little bit too fast, playing down in the 50s a little bit too slow. They tried to find that middle ground, play in the 70s, play in the 80s, and they relied a lot on Spencer Weiss to kind of dictate that tempo. But I'm curious to see who's going to win the battle of the tempo. Is it going to be Monmouth able to really push and get up and down, or Princeton playing a more controlled game?
Tigers leading the all-time series between these two teams, as you just saw, 11-5. This, though, the first time that Monmouth has made the trip from West Long Branch to Jadwin since 2009.
I mean, they got to continue the series, though, Derek. I mean, these are two really great mid-major programs, and you highlighted a little bit before how Monmouth goes out there every year. They challenge themselves in the pre-conference. They've gotten some huge wins, and that's kind of put them on the map, along with their bench last year kind of being a little bit silly. But these are two programs that are, you know, an hour away from each other. Why not play this game? Why not have Princeton play Ryder? And why not have Rutgers come in here? I mean, you know, New Jersey could have its own Big Five. Like, let's do it.
It is intriguing that these teams don't see each other as much as you might think they would, especially sometimes you hear some of these teams having issues with scheduling.
Listen, you hop right on 195, you go east, and bang, you're at Monmouth. It's easy. It's easy to get to. And I don't see why you wouldn't want this game, because it's not really a bad loss either way. You know, it's not an upset for either team. It's just a good mid-major early test that'll get you ready for your conference play.
The officials conferring at midcourt, just about set to begin matters, as it'll be Mustafa Traore and Sebastian Much tipping it off. There is
what is going on here?
Delay of some kind. Not sure what the issue is here. And it looks like we're ready to roll now. We get a thumbs up. An apparent clock issue has been settled, and the opening tap won by the Hawks, who will control matters to begin. Tillman.
And you want to talk about clutch. Tillman with 2 buzzer beaters in the same game in that 4 OT epic against Penn earlier this season.
No stranger to buzzer beaters, as you see the jumper there by Traore. He gets things started for the Hawks.
A nice inside pivot there, a Jack Sigma if you're an old school guy, or a little Carmelo Anthony if you're new school.
Much operating. Passing lane cut off. Much catch and shoot three. Missed it. And the rebound taken there by Tillman. And a steal nearly by Kennedy. Could not keep it in bounds. And it remains Monmouth basketball.
Yeah, Kennedy wants that one back. He was going to take off on the break. He had two hands on the basketball. And really thought he was going to be on a one-on-one adventure at the other end.
Princeton's last game, a loss against George Washington last Wednesday, almost a week in between games. Meanwhile, Monmouth in action over the weekend against Kentucky at Madison Square Garden. A decisive loss at the hand of the Wildcats. Shot missed right of the rim, and a Stevens rebound.
A good four-guy box out inside by Princeton.
Bell looking to get going. The feed. Stevens, open three, got it. Miles Stevens opens the scoring for the Tigers. A 3-2 lead for Princeton.
And Amir Bell won't get an assist for that, but he set that whole thing up with the drive, avoiding the charge. Kicked it out to Much, who swung it to Stevens. And if Stevens hits that shot, he's completely unguardable.
Traore double teamed outside the Seaboard. This is a team that certainly is not afraid to push that basketball and push the pace into the high 80s, 90s area. The three ball miss, and the carom taken by Bell. Early 3-2 lead for the Tigers. Stevens harassed, lost the ball. They don't have the numbers, but Seaborn, pull up three, connects. Micah Seaborn, fourth fastest player in Monmouth University history to 1,000 points in his career, gives the Hawks a 5-3 lead.
And the two best times to shoot a three are on a transition break and then on a kick out and an offensive rebound. Right there, Princeton just didn't switch out hard enough.
DeRosier sees that one rattle out, hit a few threes on Wednesday against George Washington.
Quinn battling down low with Much. Good job of Much to get him outside here.
Quinn will check that Traore, and the action will go the other way. We'll get a foul here against the Hawks. As Dion Hammond is charged with the infraction.
Right here, Tillman, little flip behind screen. Great play for a big point guard like that, and then Seaborn just stepped into it. That's like a layup for him, and you can't give him that much room.
First foul of the game. Tigers trail here 5-3. Much lost the ball in the lane, and it was last touched.
I thought that went off two Monmouth players.
I don't know how that didn't go off of Monmouth. As you said, two players there.
What?
Bizarre.
I think Much had the right idea right there. I mean, Quinn really can't guard him on the perimeter. He's got to be more decisive.
That pass going into Quinn intercepted by Kennedy. Kennedy misses the layup off to the left, and the loose ball taken by the Hawks.
Prince has got to be careful here because they've had some good opportunities and just haven't converted. Can't afford to spot points to a team like Monmouth. They're just too dangerous.
The handoff to Seaborn, working against Stevens, flips it up at the rim, no good, but we'll get a foul here on perhaps the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year from a season ago. And it is Miles Stevens who picks up the foul.
Right here, head and shoulders in front, and Seaborn knew he was going to get fouled, just flipped it up. Didn't even put the second hand on the ball. He's an excellent free throw shooter as well at around 84%.
18 points against Kentucky. Back on Saturday, gets the first. That was the third time that the Hawks have played at Madison Square Garden. Second one by Seaborn, that is good as well. Averaging a team-high 16.9 points per game. He's given the Hawks a 7-3 lead. Much popping out to catch. Bell launches a three, misses. And the loose ball taken by Seaborn. Bell did not score against George Washington last Wednesday. A tie-up, and we'll get a foul against the Hawks, as it'll be Quinn who picks up the foul. So the junior picking up a foul down low, working against Much. That's the second foul against the Hawks.
Yeah, Quinn extended that left arm right in the face. Good physicality by Much to draw the foul, but if you're Princeton, you can't afford to let Quinn guard Much that closely. You got to set something up where he can drive around and rip through. Sometimes it's got to be a little design play. He's too big and cumbersome for Much to let him contain him.
Stevens misses with a three. Out for Tillman. Tillman working against DeRosier. The handoff into the corner. Open shooter, left corner three, that's good. That is Dion Hammond, the freshman. He had a career-high 19 points against Kentucky, and it's a 10-3 lead for the Hawks.
And right there, too easy. You can't help on the ball side if you're Princeton. Tough.
DeRosier's three is blocked, tipped right back to him. Has an open lane, kicks it out, baseline drive, a travel against Amir Bell.
It's about the best player that Princeton played all year long. Super strong, explosive. And of course, he's getting those big checks right now with playing professionally in Russia.
Tough shoes to fill in that regard, as early on in this game, the three-point shooting has been a key as that ball is batted out of bounds off the leg of the Hawks. And you take a look at Zach Tillman coming into the game there, turning it over quickly. The three-point shooting so far has been a key for Monmouth. 2 of 3 from deep. Princeton missing on 5 of their first 6 from downtown.
Watch Monmouth right now on defense. They play kind of a hybrid amoeba zone. Shades of John Chaney down at Temple. It's tough to play against because it's a mix of a man-to-man and a zone. So right when you run your zone offense, you go, wait a second, these are man principles. And sometimes the best thing to do is just not think, not run anything, and just play with pure instinct.
And that defense had some success in the NCAA tournament in previous years under Coach Chaney.
Right, it's confusing. I mean, it really is. It's not something you're used to.
Tillman looking to hand off. Seaborn out for 3. Gets it again.
Wow.
Micah Seaborn with another three-pointer.
Give him an inch, and it's going in. That was tough. He was sprinting directly towards half court.
13-3 lead for the Hawks. Kennedy trying to end the run. That's short. The long miss maintained by Tillman, who almost fell out of bounds. Maintain the control. It's a slow shooting night so far for the Tigers, who have missed on 8 of their first 9. Monmouth good on 4 of 6 from the field. 3 ball up. That's good.
Wow.
Another three-pointer. It's Dion Hammond connecting for the second time in the game, and it's 16-3. Keeps up. It's going to be a very long night for the Tigers, who trail it by 13. It's 16-3 in favor of Monmouth. Richmond Ariri Guzzo into the game. The feed to Schwieger, layup in.
Wow, what a look. Ariri Guzzo, the local product. Flipped it over the shoulder. I mean, it could be a simple game. You look over, you see your buddy open, bang. Easy layup.
The flip down low to Tillman, and he is called for a foul. So Tillman may have extended the arm there to push off to clear out room. And a foul picked up by Tillman.
Right there, Richmond Ariri Guzzo looks over his shoulder. Ryan Schwieger there, wide open. And that'll be good offense for Princeton. Get it in the post and then use the post player as a passer.
11-point lead has ended, or excuse me, 11-point lead cut down, I should say, by the Tigers there, as the 5th turnover just committed by Monmouth a few moments ago. That's been their lone blemish here so far in this game, as you see Traore heading out.
Yeah, Derek, you like the chess game right now where Coach Henderson says, all right, we're ice cold from 3. Let's put in 3 bigs. They're playing Brennan, Ariri Guzzo, as well as Stevens down on the post and really just trying to overpower that zone.
And Brennan gets the three-pointer. So Alec Brennan ends the slide momentarily from downtown. It's a 16-8 game. 3 ball up. That rattles out of the hands of Hammond.
All right, and that's what he does. He hit the 3 on one end and then good contest on the 3 on the other end.
Stevens over to Kennedy. Kennedy outside for Brennan, and he traveled.
And he knew it. And right there, shoot it again. I mean, you know, he's open. It's a good shot in rhythm off a penetrating kick. Put it up. That's what he does.
8-point lead here. Held by the Hawks. Tigers have scored 5 in a row. Malik Martin into the game for the Hawks. Seaborn guarded by Brennan.
Seaborn wants the ISO.
Shot clock to 10. Cutting in is Tillman. Lost the ball. Stolen by Brennan. Stevens working baseline left, driving. Runs into Tillman. Into the corner for Schwieger. Schwieger trying to roll around, and a blocking foul called. That'll be charged to Martin, and that will usher us into a timeout.
You only have to make it in the top 4 and then get hot for 2 days, and then you're in the big dance.
That is the new dynamic in the Ivy League. Certainly the Tigers found that out last year, winning, going wire to wire. Perfect. The feed to Schwieger, the layup is in.
Another good pass. I mean, what's going on with these two? They got a little thing going here. Richmond Ariguzzo with the nice dish and good cut. Not enough guys are cutting for Princeton. Ryan Schwieger with a great backdoor, leading to the 7-0 Princeton run.
Seaborn with the flip to Martin. Ball nearly stolen there. How about Schwieger here? A couple of buckets for the freshman and a tip there out of bounds.
Yeah, cutting back door is a good play, not only to get yourself a layup, but it's an unselfish play because you can suck the other guy's defender down towards the basket and get an open shot.
Tillman catches at the post. Hook shot short. Brennan board. Tigers have gotten back into this one, thanks to a couple of buckets by Ryan Schwieger as a part of the process. Hariri Guzzo operating. Now Kennedy launches a 3. That misses. And Tillman skying in the air for the rebound.
And Hariri Guzzo had Schwieger ISO'd on the wing. I thought he should have played that way with him. No help over there.
Tigers trying to maintain their momentum. Martin, lefty 3. Rims out, and the loose ball out to Schwieger, and near steal, and now Martin pulls it away. Tillman spinning off. Down the lane, missing the layup. He's knocked to the floor by Hariri Guzzo, and that'll put Tillman on the line for a pair of free throws.
Pretty good attempt by Richmond Hariri Guzzo there with Tillman on the attack. Let's take a look here as the spin by Tillman, and then Hariri Guzzo tried to make the LeBron track down, but he got all body and wrist. Tillman to the line.
A 68% shooter from the line so far this season. Gets the first. Couple of substitutions on the way for the Hawks. Amir Bell back in for the Tigers.
And we saw what, kind of playing as a freshman is all about. You make 2 good plays, you're rolling, then you get a rebound, good play, and then bang, chest pass it to the other team. That just comes with the territory. Schwieger's getting better with every minute that he has on the floor, and he provided really good minutes for Princeton tonight.
And that's one of the big subplots to this Princeton season, the freshmen and how they will develop as this season wears on. The free throws stop the 7-0 run by the Tigers. The lead at 8 again for the Hawks. Stevens. As we approach the midway point of this first half, crossover Bell, jumper is good.
Wow.
Amir Bell able to score. Knocks down the 2-ball, and it's 18-12 in favor of Monmouth.
He's got a great feel in terms of off the dribble where he felt his defender sprinting in one direction. He had the ability to just stop on a dime, put it between his legs, and rise up.
He did not score on Wednesday against George Washington, getting it to go there. Loose ball, turnover. Bell on the move. And we'll get a whistle and a foul on the way as the Tigers able to come up with their 4th steal to lead to this possession.
Right there, really tough move with the right to left cross, stopping a dime, nothing but net.
Brennan out. We'll see Sebastian Much back in.
Much has that ability to fill it up in a hurry. But he also has that ability to miss shots in a row. And he's kind of got a wide variance at this point.
6 team fouls already for Monmouth. Stevens outside. working against Seaborn. Seaborn, good defense there. The help provided as well by Sam Abizabe, who's into the contest for the first time. And the Tigers will maintain possession.
And
7
Pappas,
seconds to shoot.
Pappas, give me 2. The local product.
Bell, catch and shoot, 3, got it. Amir Bell from the left corner, hitting, and the lead is down to 3, 18-15.
And Pappas, who was supposed to be a walk-on, and is a walk-on, supposed to be a redshirt, is getting significant minutes. He had 16 points against Penn earlier this season.
Ray Salnay, checked by Candy, moves the ball over, they work it down low to the block. Spinning off left, the dump in missing, as Traore cannot get that one to go. 12-2 run put together by the Tigers here to cut this to a 3-point game. Bell almost falls down and loses the ball. It's Much with a 3 instead. That's good. Sebastian Much ties the game up at 18. A lead that once was 16-3 has dissipated. It's a tie game.
And again, Derek, it's been good cross by Pappas, but it's been Amir Bell. I mean, Amir Bell got the steal. He hit the jump shot. He hit the 3, and then he threw the assist to Much. He's completely taken over.
Seaborn, wing. Fadeaway Jay, rattled out, Much rebound.
I mean, if he makes that one, you give him a high five. That was an unbelievable attempt on the best defender in the Ivy League.
Into the corner, Stevens open, drives in, contested, and the loose ball out to the Hawks. Seaborn throws a forearm.
Yes.
That's got to be a player control foul, and it is.
From beyond the arc, and he's continued his steady play. He's just consistent all the way through.
Tigers have only led in this game when the score was 3-2. Mike LeBlanc in for the Tigers for the first time. Brennan back to the basket. Trying to drive now. All the way up. Missed it. Tipped and taken by Abizabe. And ahead to Salnave. And he drives in another turnover. It's a travel.
Could have been another charge. I mean, really good defensive positioning in terms of the body by Amir Bell. Slid in front. But I like that drive by Alec Brennan. I mean, he's looking to pass. You feel your defender on your back. One dribble, get to the bucket. Did everything but make that hook.
That's not something we see a lot from him. Another turnover by Monmouth 9 times so far here in the first half. LeBlanc tries a 3. That's short. The rebound taken by Salnave of the Hawks.
Good pass by Brennan again. Love his aggressiveness early.
Still tied at 18. Derek Jones and Noah Savage with you on the Ivy League Network. It was all Monmouth early on. They were up 16-3. We mentioned that 3-2 lead for Princeton early on. The Hawks ripped off 14 in a row. Shot clock to 3. 3-ball up, bouncing high off the rim. No good, and a LeBlanc rebound for the Tigers.
A nice physical rebound inside by LeBlanc, the senior. And the ball movement's been a lot better tonight, Derek. I mean, really good spacing, moving it from side to side, everybody touching it, and then they're attacking.
Shot clock to 10 for Much. LeBlanc pops a 3, missed it, and the rebound to Pappas.
A good offense there, wide open shot.
Jumper the other way missed. Bell grabbing the loose ball.
5-on-4 break here if they want it.
Candy looking for his first points of the night. He has it. So Candy hits the 3. He had missed on his first 3 shots from the field. It's 21-18. Tigers' first lead since 3-2.
All right, you can't leave him open. I mean, think about the first game of the year against Butler. They were all over him. He only got 7 shot attempts up, but he made 5 of them with 15 points.
The Hawks trying to put a dent into this 18-2 run. Candy's drive. Oh, what a bucket by Devin Candy. Make it 20-2 in terms of the run for the Tigers.
Wow, and how about the athleticism to stay vertical by Monmouth that time? I mean, right here, Kennedy steps into a 3. That's like a layup for him every day. And then on the break right here, everybody in the building thought that was a foul, but the refs thought he was vertical, and great lefty finish by Kennedy, who can't believe it.
5-point lead now for the Tigers. A slew of substitutions for Princeton. Ariri Guzzo in. Schwieger back in as well. Stevens joining Kennedy and Bell. Salnave's drive, tried to bank it in. A blocking foul called instead. And this should put the Hawks on the line.
Fouls on 5 of your Bell. His first.
It's Bell who picks up the foul as King Rice looks on.
Princeton still a long way from the bonus with only 4 fouls. Monmouth with 7 in the bonus, so Princeton should look to drive and post the rest of the half as Salnave knocks down the first. He did a good job diving towards that baseline, getting head and shoulders around his defender, and pretty much there was nowhere for Amir Bell to go. And he just got the heels stuck on that restricted area, Derek. That's why I think it was a block.
Couple of free throws to make it 23-20 as the Hawks draw closer and end the 20-2 run for the Tigers. Ariri Guzzo and a hold at the block. It'll be picked up here by the Hawks as once again another foul, as this time Princeton will go to the line for a 1-on-1 situation. As Louis Polari called with the foul. And Polari looks like he'll head out. Or no, he'll stay on. Salnave. Now Polari will head out. He started on the way out, stopped, and then went out again. Schwieger.
Just making sure they have 5 here, Derek. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yep, they got it. All right.
Sometimes when you see that, that's a good point. Sometimes when you see guys not sure about whether or not they're heading out, that will lead to some sort of mismatch number. But they have the right one on there. As Schwieger good on the first, he'll have another.
But how about this comeback, Derek? I mean, this was on the way to being a blowout for Monmouth, and Princeton did a good job shuffling around the lineup, getting different guys in and coming back in this game.
5-point lead. Tying the largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Abizabe looking for the ball. Gets it. Turnaround jumper missing. Schwieger catching the loose ball.
Yeah, Abizabe trying to do a little bit too much right there. He's got to read the double team and look to pass out.
Nearly stolen there, but Ariri Guzzo tracks it down. Kennedy catching for 3, knocking it down.
Yeah, Dion Hammond needs to be way up on Kennedy. I mean, he's shooting 52% from downtown. You got to be all over him.
He had been quiet for a large portion of this first half, heating up for Princeton. That's been one of the differences here as of late. It's an 8-point Tigers lead. Tillman drive, way too strong. Missed the rim. Stevens out.
He tried to adjust to not get a charge, and that threw him off a little bit. I'll shoot that. Put it up. He's on fire. Come on.
Ariri Guzzo looking. He'll find Kennedy. Kennedy gets the screen. We wanted to shoot it there. 10 to shoot. Ariri Guzzo. Now Stevens, he'll try a 3. Long miss, grabbed by Abizabe.
Seaborn's been quiet the last 5 or 10 minutes. Monmouth needs to do something to get him an open look.
8-point Princeton lead at 28-20. Martin. Now Tillman. Shot clock to 5 for Tillman. Tillman tries a contested 3, missing. Kennedy swooping in for the rebound.
That was the best defensive stop so far by Princeton.
Stevens operating. Now Kennedy, he'll try another 3. Missed that one, just a little short. Seaborn tries to split the defense and he's fouled. 8 points, couple of steals for Kennedy, and that offense coming just over the last few moments. Seaborn catching and shooting after the inbounds play, the miss, and now the putback down low as they get it inside to Diego Quinn. He'll have an and-one situation.
Yeah, Quinn said, let me show you where the weight room is. Power move all day. Lunchbox, give me those munchies all day long. That's a great position to be in as an offensive player. You get the ball, you know you can inflict some pain and go to the free throw line. The big man.
Quinn's free throw is good. And big man is an operative phrase to describe him. 6'9", 255.
Yeah, all muscle. So what Sebastian Much needs to do is use his advantage. Go out to the perimeter.
Much for three, missed it. Tipped up in the air, nearly in, and we'll get a foul. It'll be against Monmouth.
If Much hit that, you're going to have to pay me extra. I mean, right on cue. Like, you know, we have that type of connection right there. Going outside and then inside. Look at the box out. You can do it on the offensive end, too. Great job by Stevens, dominating 3 Monmouth players inside. That was a good mental game by Stevens. And he saw the shot go up. He went to the right side of the backboard. You know, 80% of the shots will rebound to the opposite side.
Wow.
Wow.
Talk about spinning off the rim, taking it to a new level there. Couldn't get that one to go. Stevens, by the way, has 5 rebounds thus far, helping to turn around a defensive effort that was a rough one at best on Wednesday night against George Washington. 3 ball, that's in. And once again, it's Dion Hammond. Hammond with another 3-pointer. That's his 3rd 3 of the half.
He shoots 35% from deep, but he really doesn't need much time. And no hesitation at all on that one.
6 in a row for the Hawks. Stevens, near steal as Brennan has it. Under 2 minutes left to go first half. Much puts it on the floor. Ooh. Nice look down low to Brennan. They kick it out to Candy. Candy, contested jumper, no good. And the ball tipped out and grabbed by Stevens.
Right now, reset. Great play by Stevens. Get the ball back out. You've got a whole new shot clock to work with.
Schwieger.
Carey.
Absolutely missed that one. In the lane, and it's a travel. So Schwieger got away with one, didn't get away with the second infraction.
Yeah, and it's tough there. If you're going to have the ball in the post, you kind of want to do that. It's like a Charles Barkley move where you're kind of dribbling in place just to see if they'll bring a double. But you've got to pound it and keep your hand on top of the ball. You can't have the hand go to the side or underneath it. That's going to be a carry every time. And they actually got him with the travel eventually. But, you know, I know he was kind of surveying, trying to look for a pass.
Approaching 1 minute left to go in the first half. Seaborn harassed. Tillman in the lane, driving, wraparound pass. Ooh. Trying to bank it in that time was Quinn, and the Tigers defensively close it off.
Yeah, Alec Brennan with a great block. He's been great for Princeton tonight.
And that's going to be a foul. Easy call against Martin, who knocked away Brennan to grab the ball.
That's Monmouth's 10th foul of the half.
Yeah, Malik Martin just tried to go around Brennan to get the ball, but he didn't need to shove him too. He's quicker than Brennan. He could have just used his footwork, but he put 2 hands on him, gave him a shove.
A double bonus situation as a result of the second foul picked up by Martin. Brennan at the stripe, seeing some extended playing time tonight. Misses the first. Mike LeBlanc, Sands shirt underneath the jersey, back into the game.
I don't know why guys did that, Derek. You know, it's like, you're making me lift weights, you're making me run. I'm showing my arms off, you know? I'm not covering this up.
Some guys go in full sleeves now, which is, to me, crazy. Seaborn for 3, that's no good. That ball goes out of bounds. I mean, it is hot.
No, the long sleeve is for, like, late October. It's getting cold and you're still playing outdoors. That's what that's for.
That has been a look that has trickled into the game as of late, but
the shorts are getting shorter, Derek. Keep your eye on that.
Yes.
In 3 years, we're going to be like, what is this, 1980?
35 seconds left in the first half. Martin working against LeBlanc. Backpedaling out.
And Tillman wants to drag Alec Brennan out with a one-on-one, but he's smart. He's playing inside. He knows the scouting report. Tillman's a driver, not a shooter.
Now it's Seaborn.
And now they get the switch. You see that play? That was a great play by Alec Brennan right there.
7-second difference. Seaborn tried to scoop it. Stevens saves it. 10 seconds left. LeBlanc, and that ball nearly kicked there by Martin.
Well, the right guy's got it here, Derek.
Candy. Down the floor, lays it in! Devin Kennedy. And you nailed that one, Noah. The right.
And then I'm okay with it.
Downward.
Right, and especially when you get into league play, the strategy is always take away the strength of the other team, so you need some other guys to get involved. But what I really like about Amir Bell is that he could score, he cannot score, he's just playing to win. And he's going to contribute on this end no matter what. Good defense there by Princeton forcing the turnover. But that's what you like about it. He gets 0 points. The next game he has 25. And that's not inconsistency. That's just taking what is available in each game.
That was turnover 11 on the night for Monmouth. To Rosier. Finding Stevens. Ooh, Bell wanted to shoot that one. Much instead. Shot clock to 7. Bell going, driving and scoring. Amir Bell.
Wow.
35-26. As they refer to Amir Bell as Amir Jingle Bell on that last bucket. Loose ball in the lane, and the aforementioned Bell off and running. Kennedy open for 3. Oh, short. And Stevens out for the rebound. It's Much with a 3. That's good.
Right there, we talked about it. Offensive rebound. It's a great time to step in for a 3 because everybody's collapsed to try to get the rebound. Much shot that with confidence. And another great play by Bell. He got the rebound. He pushed it. Good kick out.
38-26. It's a 7-0 run
Whoa.
to start the half. And that is ended as Quinn gets it from underneath the rim.
Yeah, Quinn covered so much ground with that pivot at the end.
Stevens. Now for Much. Back over to Stevens. To the paint. And that one nearly going into the backcourt. Bell has to hustle to get it. Stevens launching a 3. It's good.
Wow.
Miles Stevens getting the home court advantage, if you will, with the touch on the rim. It's 41-28.
And then he held that follow through. Princeton started 2 for 9 from beyond the arc since they've been 6 for 12. Really great, and a lot of that has been because of the passing and playing together.
Tigers also on a 10-2 run to start the half. Quinn again, battling down low.
Ooh.
Kennedy there over the top to swat it perhaps. We'll see if there's a foul there against him.
Right here, little down screen, pin down. Stevens comes off, sticks with it. The whole body following through, willing the ball into the basket.
It's Quinn at the stripe. Trying to add to his total this evening. Misses on the first. Alec Brennan in for the Tigers. Salnave in for Monmouth. As Quinn will get one more opportunity.
And now Alec Brennan playing the center position, whereas before he came in with Richmond and Riguzo playing on the outside, more of a forward position, so showing the versatility of Brennan.
An offensive rebound off the missed free throw, a problem that plagued the Tigers a great deal, and we'll get a player control foul against Tillman as he was trying to get around Kennedy there. He's called for the hook, and Tillman can't believe it.
And let's see, watch his left arm right here when he drives. Right there, just a little hook. I mean, he was already falling, so easily could have been a no call, but when you extend when you extend that arm, you're just giving the ref an excuse to call that offensive foul.
Tigers up by 13 here. That matches the largest lead of the game for either team. Monmouth had a 13-point lead as we see a steal there by the Hawks. Seaborn has been pretty quiet since that flurry to start the game for the Hawks. King Rice very annoyed at the officiating as of late. He's down there on the far side of the bench protesting.
Well, look at that defense by Stevens on Seaborn. I mean, he's got nowhere to go.
Shot clock under 10. Tillman drive, bumps into Stevens, goes at him, flips it up at the rim, no good. Quinn offensive rebound, hook is in.
They're just too big down low with the great lower body, and Much isn't able to force him out and push him out. So really, it's got to be 2 Tigers inside to try to match up inside with Quinn.
Bell, pump fake, drive, and we'll get a foul on the floor. This will be against the Hawks. And that will be charged as Salnave. We'll see a Riguzo and also Schwieger back in for the Tigers.
Yeah, and if you're a Guzzo or you're Schwieger, you got to see what's going on here, which is Princeton defense has gotten better. They've been all over Seaborn. They've got to maintain that level of intensity.
Schwieger certainly gave the Tigers some good minutes in that first half, and that helped get them back into the game a little bit. 4 minutes in, second half. Bell jumper, knocks it down. Amir Bell just inside of the three-point line. The lead back at 13 at 43-30.
Yeah, you could tell from his body language just how comfortable he feels right now on the court.
Salnave hopping in. Quinn's jumper no good. Battling down low. We'll get a foul.
As good as everybody thought, and it's going to be weird because the top of the league is going to have some funky records. Like Princeton could go in with potentially 7, 8, 9 losses, and that's not even with bad losses. That's just playing against big-time teams, and still be one of the favorites to win the league.
As we get looks like a jump ball here. This will stay with the Hawks. What's going to be very interesting, and the wild card certainly now with the site, and sure that will be a revisited discussion once we get closer, but Penn has played well in non-league play so far, getting a win over Dayton over the weekend. We will see, because they of course have de facto home court advantage, if you will, during the Ivy League tournament.
Right,
if they get in.
I think it's wide open, and I think that message you're going to have no matter what if you're in the Ivy League when you get to the league. But I think this year it's really true, and not only for the top spot, but for the fourth spot. You know, the fourth spot could come down to 3 or 4 teams in the last weekend, just like we saw last year, all leading to Ivy Madness, Derek.
By the way, that was a second foul charge to Richmond Ariri Guzzo. Team foul 3 against the Tigers. Flipped in. Quinn battling against Ariri Guzzo. Got it to fall.
Wow.
Hooked it in with the left hand. And it's an 11-point Tigers lead at 43-32.
Man, I gotta get his lifting program. I mean, he's strong inside. Just moving people out of the way. Hook shots, offensive rebounds.
Stevens going at Seaborn. Reverse layup. Couldn't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds. As Traore battling there with Stevens, it will be Monmouth basketball.
Yeah, and everybody thought that Stevens got hit right here, and he got crushed on the arm. Good move, but he should just go up on the strong side and dunk that thing two-handed.
Just over 5 minutes gone by. Second half. The shot clock is out on the other side as the bucket goes in, and we're going to. We'll see if that may stop play, and it looks like it will.
Major programs. I mean, Monmouth has a national name now. Now they're getting recruits where they say, look, we're playing big-time teams. We have a chance to go to the tournament every year. We got a mini pro arena. We're down the Jersey Shore. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to Monmouth? And then Princeton has the tradition for decades and decades. A nice jump shot inside by Miles Stevens.
That gets the lead back out to 11 at 45-34. Certainly, we had a chance to get up close to that building last year when Princeton played Monmouth. Great gym, great atmosphere as Traore sees that ball go out of bounds, and it will be certainly a turnover here once again for the Hawks.
And right here, here's the Stevens move. He just gets right to the middle from either block and then drops it in. That great leaping ability and great leg strength.
8 points and 7 rebounds for Stevens. 13:45 left to go as Stevens kicking out to Bell, gets it back. Posting up against Tillman. Spinning off. Tough shot. Got it to go. With the double team coming late, Stevens powering
Unbelievable.
that one in.
I mean, he got fouled the whole possession. He still made it.
10 points and 7 rebounds for Stevens. The lead at 13, 47-34.
Wow, that was impressive.
Ball thrown out of bounds. Tried to get it to Quinn. Missed him. And it's another turnover.
Yeah, Stevens in takeover mode here. Look at this. Power, agility, and ability for Stevens, who flipped it in. And the bench loves it. Look at Jose Morales saying, look how strong my guy is. That's my boy right there.
As Stevens, with that bucket, becoming the third Tiger in double figures here tonight. It's a 13-point lead at 47-34.
Oh, he's wide open.
Schwieger missing on the 3.
Schwieger had a lot more time than he realized right there. Both defenders went with the cutter.
14 turnovers so far on the night for the Hawks as Salnabe going in. Able to maintain possession there, and he was fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
It's Amir Bell's third foul. They've got to keep an eye on that. He's been so good.
First one up, that's good. By the way, the 26 points at the half for Monmouth, just missing their season low in scoring for a half. And now the second free throw by Salnabe cuts it to an 11-point game at 47-36.
Princeton just playing that free motion. Nothing scripted, just read and react, move the basketball.
Stevens having some trouble, goes over to Bell. Bell, room for three, missing, and the rebound taken by the Hawks. Tillman ahead to Salnabe, missed a shot, missed the rim. Princeton has it.
And the refs being really consistent with the verticality call, which I like. If you're going up, you're showing your hands, you're putting them by your ears, it's not going to be a foul with that little bit of high school contact down low.
Schwieger working baseline, got bumped by Seaborn, and that leads to team foul number 4 against the Hawks.
Yeah, Schwieger likes that mid-post area. He likes to rip through, work the baseline. Good positioning there where he was really strong with the dribble when he went baseline.
Seaborn will head out. That's his third foul. LeBlanc in for Princeton, and Amir Bell will take a seat. Mentioned the first half scoring for Monmouth as Stevens tries a three. That misses. Kennedy with the offensive rebound. They scored just 21 points earlier this season against Virginia. 26 at the half here this evening. Kennedy catch and shoot three, and that one partially blocked. Down the floor, Kennedy running in to Hammond, and 18-3 lead for Monmouth. They had the Tigers dead to rights early on.
Unbelievable comeback.
And then Princeton put on a big run of their own. I believe 25-4 to close the half. Brennan lost the ball. Heading into the lane. Down the floor, shot on the way, that's good.
I mean, Zach Tillman fell down, and Brennan's got to be able to make a play there where he knows Zach Tillman can't guard him. And whether that's dragging him outside and shooting the three or going around him, just be a little bit stronger, a little bit more confident, and he's got a layup or a shot for somebody else.
Marcus McClary
shoot it
with that shot. Bell looked like he fumbled the ball on the way up, out of bounds, stays with Princeton as Sebastian Much will head back in.
Watch when Alec Brennan has to come out of the game, but when he popped back, he had Zach Tillman on his heels. At least look at the basket, but top of the key three for Alec Brennan, that's a great shot for Princeton.
Bell will toss in. 9-point lead here for the Tigers, 47-38. Bell tried to penetrate. LeBlanc, right-handed dribble. Much straight on three. Missed it. A little bit too long. And the ricochet out to the Hawks.
And that shot was going to be wide open the entire possession.
Tillman, he'll try his hand at a three and hits. And the lead dwindling now down to 6, 47-41.
Yeah, Princeton cannot let their guard down against the explosive Monmouth team.
Wing near side for Much.
Yeah, Much needs to get out again.
Candy had that one nearly taken away by McClary. LeBlanc open for three. Short. Tillman board. Tillman hops over LeBlanc, who had fallen to the floor.
A good pass by Sebastian Much. And a good shot by LeBlanc.
Tillman down low at the block, outside, straight on three. Hammond, it's good. Deion Hammond, his 4th three-pointer of the game, and the lead is down to 3, 47-44.
And again, Princeton needs to play through Much right here. He's got a big-time advantage in terms of speed against Zach Tillman.
10-0 run for the Hawks. And a foul coming against Monmouth.
Right here, double team. Can't leave number 3, Hammond. That's going to go in most of the time when you leave them wide open from behind the arc.
LeBlanc out. Brennan, Much, Bell, Kennedy, Stevens for Princeton. Brennan at the controls. Dribbling left, hands it off to Stevens. Shot clock to 10.
Drive it again.
To 5 for Stevens. Down to 3. Stevens, 1 for 3. Winning!
No way. No way.
Miles Stevens, another fortuitous bounce for the junior.
Got to buy a lotto ticket tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. That thing went over the backboard.
50-44. Driving into the lane is Tillman. And he gets fouled all the way up. 2 free throws on the way.
Right here, terrible offensive possession until the end. Desperation heave. And look how high it went over the shot clock. Stevens feeling it. Second shooter's roll of the night.
Just how they drew it up.
Wow. I've never seen that. Sounds like a Don Nelson. And that's going way back.
Yes. Wow. Going into the archives here. I like it. From the 69 finals, maybe?
Yeah,
Lakers,
way before my time.
Yes.
But tell you what,
far, far away.
Princeton needs to go at Zach Tillman. I mean, Zach Tillman just used his advantage. He parked himself in front of the rim and got a rebound. Another offensive rebound. All sorts of trouble on defensive rebounding by Princeton. But right now, go back at Zach Tillman. Attack him. You know, he doesn't have the foot speed on the perimeter to guard Sebastian Much.
Salnave turnover leading to a Princeton possession here. 8:41 left. 5-point game in favor of the Tigers. Stevens trying to take McClary for a ride. To 5. That one deflected and stolen. Salnave ahead for Tillman. Tillman against Much. Driving, and he's fouled. Kennedy came in late. We'll see who they give the foul to.
Wow. I thought it was a pretty good attempt here. Tillman's so strong. And all sorts of contact underneath by Much. But Kennedy did a good job to just go vertical. But you couldn't see that Much had already fouled him underneath. But Austin Tillman, what a beast.
That's the 3rd foul against Devin Kennedy. So the Tigers with a potential issue there with the foul trouble. 5 points, 5 rebounds for Tillman, who's at the line. Gets the first. We saw the Ivy League preseason poll earlier. Monmouth already having an epic meeting of their own with an Ivy League team this season. Went to 4 overtimes with Penn at home and lost.
Yep, and Tillman hit 2 buzzer beaters. Monmouth was up as much as 5 in the extra sessions and still lost the game.
Couple of free throws there, 50-47. That was the first loss at home for Monmouth against a non-league foe since 2014. Schwieger 3 missing. The loose ball taken by McClary.
That's all right, though, if you're Princeton. Good offense, kick out, wide open 3 in the corner.
Speaking of 3, Monmouth can tie this game up at 3. Or with a 3. Down 50-47. Salnave, left-handed drive, blocked by Stevens. Kennedy doesn't have the numbers, slows it down a little bit. Gets back to feet. And now we'll head back up top. Bell.
Yeah, Bell's in attack mode. They got to play through Bell, let him create, get into the paint.
Schwieger, baseline attack. Nearly stolen. Tillman tried to throw it off of Kennedy.
And it's going to be something that Coach Rice has to coach in terms of keeping a level head and sticking with it, because they could easily have a winning record.
Pass nearly thrown away, and now it goes out of bounds. Another turnover. So the lead for Princeton remains at 3.
Princeton going back to that small lineup. Sebastian Much basically at center. Ryan Schwieger and Miles Stevens, the 2 forwards.
Tigers have forced 17 turnovers tonight of Monmouth. Schwieger dribbling in, driving and scoring. Ryan Schwieger getting it to go. And for Schwieger, that's his third field goal this evening.
Right, it was an easy layup because he drove looking to pass. He had his head up on a swivel, and Monmouth was late with the help.
He has
3 seconds.
And there's the call.
Quinn setting up camp in the paint. In there too long, has to have better court awareness, know where he is. Easy call by the official.
5-point lead at 52-47. I want to talk about a game that has ebbed and flowed. This has been it. It's only been tied once at 18 as we get a foul there against Salnave.
Salnave getting a little handsy on the perimeter. It's got to slide the feet. They've been consistent with that. The refs aren't going to call the body contact if people are vertical down low, but they are going to call the hand check if you put hands on the perimeter. So you can adjust to that if your players say, all right, I can pressure a little bit without the hand check because I know that my players will be able to block shots behind me.
Candy, right baseline attack. Ball knocked off his leg out of bounds. Another turnover against Kennedy.
And Kennedy wants to play through the passers. Ryan Schwieger wants to play through Amir Bell and just look to get open. You know, he doesn't need to be the creator. He can just be the beneficiary.
Saw earlier in the game, just a few moments ago, the ball knocked off the ankle of Candy. That one going off of his thigh. 5-point game. 3 up by Hammond, no good. Quinn knocked to the floor after grabbing the offensive rebound. That'll be against the Tigers.
Schwieger can't believe it. He thought he was boxing out inside, but this shows you the value just being big and strong inside, physicality, and Quinn with another trip to the line here. Monmouth 1 foul away from the bonus. Princeton in the bonus now.
And Noah, we talked about the struggles as of late for Monmouth to win a close game as Quinn getting it done, set to go into double figures here if he can get at least one of these 2 free throws. It's a front end of a 1-and-1 as the first one trickles in. It's important too for Princeton because you look at the streak as of late, they have struggled as well.
Yeah, I mean, every win's going to be important for both teams because no matter how many times you tell the team we've got a really tough record, you still want to get some wins to gain some confidence.
Shot clock and game clock out. 2 hour left for the second time this evening.
Well, where are electrical engineering majors? Who can hop in there and make this work on a consistent basis?
Now it's back. Again, if you're joining us late, when that happens, there is a shot clock on the floor that they can use on that end. So that also hovering in the background as well. The lead at 3 for Princeton, 52-49. Schwieger had a shot at that. He got it, but he couldn't get that shot to fall. And the Tigers still maintaining possession.
Great hands twice by Schwieger. I mean, he saved the basketball with a scoop and then right there saved another turnover.
Much flipped it down low to Schwieger. Double team, 3 to shoot, 1 to shoot. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Perhaps one too many passes there.
Yeah, Much got in the air, and he had a shot. I mean, just flip it up there from about 4 feet, looking to make that extra pass instead. And he got himself in trouble.
Foul situation each side. Princeton with 17 fouls. Monmouth with 6. So this game could be decided late from the free throw line. McClary in at the lane, and a foul coming up against the Tigers.
Yeah, and you see the importance of fouls, Derek, because not only is Monmouth going to the free throw line, but this is really stopping and extending the game where Princeton was rolling with all the momentum. And now it feels like the last 2 minutes have taken 45 minutes of real time. And Monmouth's doing the right thing the rest of the half. Post and drive and try to draw fouls.
McClary, front end of a 1-and-1, that's good. Talking to assistant coach Kerry Kittles last Wednesday night, I asked him about the tempo of last year's game being so high scoring. What did he think would happen tonight? And he said, I don't think we are going to play a game at that pace. this evening, and you look at the score right now, and he hit that one perfectly. It's 52-51 Tigers.
All right, showing the expertise that he gained from being a NBA player.
Stevens for three.
Yeah, what has Miles Stevens been doing? Now he's hitting the three ball. And when the league starts, if he's hitting that shot, he's got a great chance to be the Ivy League Player of the Year. I mean, he becomes completely unguardable.
16 for Stevens. To the post for Quinn. A tie-up. Bell wrestled it away. 4:40 left, and the Tigers holding a 4-point lead.
Great alertness underneath for Bell to just find a teammate, not have to burn a timeout.
Bell. Straight on jumper by Much is good. Sebastian Much. With that quick release.
That's a great
57-51.
Great play for Much. You know, he sets a screen, pop out back to the ball. If his man helps at all, that's a totally makeable shot. We can make a living on that, not only on the ball, Derek, but away from the ball.
Seaborn has really been a non-factor as of late. Quinn tried to dunk it with two hands, and he was fouled at the rim. 2 free throws coming for Quinn.
Wow. Quinn decided at the last moment, hey, why don't I try to throw this thing down? And Schwieger all over the arm. Quinn back to the line for Monmouth. Doing pretty good for the line, though. You know, he's solid. Just got to get it right over that front rim. He was short on his first attempt.
Misses that one. He is only a 57% shooter from the line. Second one misses. 4 minutes left. Tigers up by 6. Need those free throws late if you're Monmouth. As the Tigers try to extend the lead. Stevens three. Missed it. Tillman board.
Wow, how did Monmouth leave Miles Stevens wide open?
Three near side wing. That's good. Hammond. That
Tuesdays.
That was a late addition to the schedule. It was not supposed to be lined up that way, but.
And Miami in the Diamond Head.
Yes.
So they could see Miami again.
Bell will try a jumper, missing. Tillman. He and the Hawks have a chance to tie it with a three. Hammond, he's been the hot hand from downtown, drives all the way in and scores. 1 point lead.
Too easy though. All he did was look at a jump shot. He got all the way to the basket on the baseline. And they got to play through Much right now. I mean, that's a mismatch.
Stevens straight on three. That's good. Miles Stevens with a big answer. He has 19 points.
Wow. I mean, we knew Miles Stevens can shoot, but he's acting like he's Devin Kennedy out there.
McClary driving in and banking it home. Both teams trading buckets. 60-58.
If you're Princeton right now, give the ball to Sebastian Much. Let him play one-on-one against Zach Tillman. Go around him. Right there, go around him.
Gives it up. Shot clock to 11. Much to the block. The drive. He was fouled at the rim. Games against ranked teams.
Yeah.
Much as first is good. And the other thing with that schedule, Noah, you're looking at games on the 22nd, the 23rd. You have Christmas Eve off, then you play Christmas Day.
Yeah.
3 games in 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, my senior year, we played the Maui Invitational. We had 3 games in 3 days. And, you know, people always are like, wow, that's a lot. But as a player, you love the games. Like, give me a game every day. Like, don't give me practice. You know, so these guys are pumped. And I know they're excited to go out to Hawaii for sure.
Much missing on the second as Seaborn trying to get something going here for the Hawks. Hammond catching and shooting, but missing. A Much rebound with just about 2 minutes left to go.
Right here, Princeton needs to play through Amir Bell. Let him make some plays, use clock, but then still be aggressive.
Tigers.
Quinn back into the game for Monmouth. That's key because they don't have that mismatch.
And they'll call a timeout here. So the next foul that Princeton commits will lead to a double bonus and 2 free throws.
Monmouth in the zone, though. So Monmouth with the chest move to go back to zone.
Shot clock to 7.
Good
Kennedy,
pass.
left wing three, got it! A big one from Kennedy, 64-58.
And what a pass out of that overload position by Sebastian Much.
Seaborn against Stevens. Baseline attack. Pump fake drive. Missed it. Tillman couldn't close the deal. Kennedy with the ball. 1:18 left.
Now 6-point game again. No clock and situation. Get it to under 10 before you attack if you're Princeton.
Miles Stevens, by the way, one of the stars of this contest in the second half. 16 points in the second half alone.
Yeah, they go along with 8 rebounds.
Shot
Princeton
clock
just going
to
one-on-one.
Kennedy got it again!
Wow. Is Kennedy on fire or what?
Fourth three-pointer. Seaborn diving in, missed it. Quinn reaches over everybody and grabs the offensive rebound. Seaborn missing the three. That's no good. And Much with a rebound with 33 seconds left. 9-point lead for the Tigers. And we'll get a timeout. Or excuse me, a foul called. As we get an opportunity here to see what Devin Kennedy's been doing thus far.
And what about that play right there where Coach Rice went 2-3 zone, Much shot up to the free throw line, and he snapped it right out. And then this time, Devin Kennedy says, I don't need any help. I got this. Give me the rock. And the ball is his. The game is his. Kennedy coming up huge in the second half.
Kennedy at the line, good on the first. Front end of a 1-and-1. He now has 17 points for the game. 4 of 9 from 3.
Wow.
Couple of steals as well. Second free throw. That's good. First 2 free throws of the night for Kennedy. An 11-point lead, 69-58. 23 seconds left to go. Seaborn attacking. Lost it. With 18 seconds left to go, the Tigers poised to end a 3-game losing streak. What a performance by Devin Kennedy, Miles Stevens, and Amir Bell to help write a finish to this one. The Tigers win it 69-58.